Wout van Aert going for it, but being pursued by Heinrich Hausler. Set Van Mark's in there. Wow, they are going for it. Whoa. But the race is really split apart. There's a big group now, it's probably the peloton. But it's just a race for survival, really. That is really exciting. My God, they're fast. And it's hair racing being here on the side of the road. The car's going quite some speed. Now, if you want to see what bikes and equipment these guys are using in this race, over the next few minutes I'll show you the bikes that I spotted before the race started in Ghent earlier today. I had a real nose around, looking at tyres, tyre pressures, and some of the bikes they were riding. So enjoy the next few minutes of bike geekery. If you've got any questions, put them down below. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button down below as well. Loads more stuff coming up soon. Right, enjoy. No guesses who this bike belongs to. It's a Trek-Segafredo belonging to world champion Mads Pedersen. And let's have a quick look. So the whole team, again, is on hydraulic disc brakes, but this time from SRAM. The team is sponsored by SRAM, and we see the red ETAP Access group set here. A few changes from what you can buy in the shops. We're 54-41 tooth chain ring combination on the front, so bigger than you buy. One detail I've noticed, which I've not seen before, is elastic bands to keep the batteries on in place. Now, personally, I've never experienced battery coming off, but I guess in this race anything can happen, and rubber bands just to stop the batteries, that rare possibility springing off, which would be the last thing you want if you're in that break, that final move, and your battery pops off. Can you guess who the bike belongs to? Yes, Greg van Avermaet's very gold giant TCR Advance, and this is a new version. It hasn't been launched yet. It's on the UCI approved list of equipment. Looks very similar to the previous current model. A few subtle refinements around the head tube and around the seat stays. Looks like they tried to refine it to find more stiffness and less weight. They don't look like they're going down the aero road like some competitors have. The team using Shimano Dura-Ace Di2 group set with a Shimano power meter, and Giant has launched its own range of Cadex wheels. It's an old name from the company's history books, brought back for a new line of carbon wheels available in different rim depths. And the team are using the fairly standard across the peloton Viatora Corsa tubular tyres. No tubeless here to be spotted. That paint job definitely makes it easier for the mechanic to identify the right bike in that split second moment you have when you have to get a bike down from the team car and whisk it to the rider. The Bora-Hansgrohe team continue to ride specialised race bikes, and we have mostly tarmacs. I can't see any Venge race bikes. Peter Sagan unfortunately isn't riding, but they've got plenty of depth in the team. Pretty cool paint job. Black, white and a bit of grey. Roval CLX 50 wheels, deep section wheels. Hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano, of course, with Dura-Ace Di2 group sets. We've got Pro aluminium stem and a carbon handlebar, and the race notes taped to the stem. And again, here's the UCI commissaire inspecting the bike for motors. They have a tablet and they just scan the bike, and if there's a motor in there, it will detect it. But so far, all clear. All clear? All clear? It's all clear. So Bora-Hansgrohe, another team fully embracing disc brakes this season with Shimano's hydraulic Dura-Ace Di2 group set disc brakes. The team is also using specialised saddles, with the power saddle being a popular option on this team, and a mix of Pro stem and handlebars, as on this bike here, or Pro stem and a specialised aero handlebar. More race notes on this bike, taped to the stem, colour coded. It actually points out which are the cobble sectors and where the feeds are, where the finishes, All useful information to know. Out front mount from K-Edge there, and Band of Brothers. The team Total Direct Energy is probably the prettiest bikes in their pro peloton this year. The new Wilier. Look at that paint job. How nice does that look? That is splendid. So this is a Zero SLR model, and again it's a Shimano Duro Di2 group set with hydraulic disc brakes, and this bike using through axles. As you can see, the lever is there for the mechanic to operate if they need. And this little thing, if you're wondering what it is a transponder that all race bikes will have. The only blemish on this bike is that internal seat clamp nubbin, which isn't the prettiest in the world. Nothing unusual about this bike. Standard chain set, 53/39. The tyres are Hutchinson Racing Lab Pro Tour tubs. Now Hutchinson, of course, were an early adopter or innovator of tubeless, but not seeing any tubeless Hutchinson tyres on these bikes here. A lovely collection of Wilier race bikes for Total Direct Energy, and they got some in this lovely blue and some in this very nice gloss black as well. Which should you choose, black or blue? Let me know in the comment section below. So some of the team are on the Aero model, while some are on the lightweight bike. Again, that's down to personal preference really, and depends on the rider's ride style. And a detailed note, all race notes taped to stem, colour coded as well. The EF Education First squad are clearly liking the new Cannondale Super 6, because that's a bike they most seem to be riding here. Can't see any System 6 aero bikes. It's a Super 6 Evo, the all-round lightweight contender. Slender fork, slightly aero down tube on this model, and aero seat tube. Drop seat stays as well, big departure from the previous generation System 6. Definitely a rider to watch out for this weekend is Sepp van Mark. Always does well in the Cobble Classics, probably not as well as he could do, but this is his bike today for the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad, the latest generation Cannondale Super 6 Evo, with possibly the snazziest paint job. But I spotted they're using Fiatura Corsa tubeless tyres, like NTT we saw earlier. The tubeless tyres on Vision Metron wheels. So an interesting departure from the traditional tubular tyres that we've seen prevalent in this race. But I think those tan sidewalls at the back are probably tubs, so you've got some on some bikes by the looks of it. Again, it's probably down to personal preference for each rider, whether you're using tubs or tubeless, but a lot more tubeless tyres here than we've seen on other teams. So the Sport Vlaanderen team are using the Eddy Merckx 525 in a very lovely gloss black paint finish. We've got Shimano Dual Race Di2 group set, and look at that, Pioneer power meter. Shimano of course has bought Pioneer, so expect that to change going forward, but for now it's a bright yellow power meter, hard to miss. The team using fast forward wheels with Fiatura Corsa tubular tyres. These are the F4 wheels, so a mid-section wheel, I think about 40mm, maybe 35, so going for a bit more compliance rather than outright aero. Moving up to the handlebar, it's a Data setup, handlebar and stem. Aluminium because it survives crashes better basically, less likely to snap like carbon. Out front, computer mount. This rider has his hoods really angled in quite dramatically, and so this rider actually. So the team clearly have a novel approach to setting up the hoods. Saddles are from Selle Italia, with a selection of saddles available depending on the rider's preference. Different approaches to this is the race number, and we've got a nice neat bracket attached to the rim brake caliper. Over on this bike, it's attached to the seat post by cable ties. I'm not sure why I've gone for two different approaches there. Also spot the team are using rim brakes, no disc brakes here at all, sticking with tried and tested rim brakes. This has been the Omloop Het Nieuwsblad, the first Cobble Classic of the spring, and I hope you enjoyed watching some of my geeking out on the bikes and equipment that's been used today. Don't forget to subscribe as well and hit that like button if you enjoy the content. Loads more coming up, so make sure you stick around. That's all for now. I'm going to head back to my hotel and get ready for tomorrow's sportive.